Sairam children, how you all? Hope everyone is fine and safe at their homes. I welcome you in your environmental studies class. In our previous sessions, we have completed the chapter number 19, the struggle for independence. That chapter is also from the book New Getting Ahead in Social Studies. And today we will start chapter number 20, Gandhiji leads the nation. In chapter 19, the struggle for independence in India, we end up that chapter with the last paragraph. In 1915, Gandhiji came back to India. Gandhiji came back to India. And this chapter number 20, Gandhiji leads the nation, this is the continuation of that chapter. In 19th chapter, the chapter end up with Gandhiji came to India, and 20th chapter starts when Gandhiji came back to India, then what he did. Alright, this is the continuation only. So, after returning of Gandhiji to India in year 1950, he travelled various parts of the country to know more about the people. But he was shocked. Most of the people were very poor, and the social ills like caste system kept people divided and backward. We studied in chapter 19 about the about the social ills, right? They were caste system, child marriage and so on. Here Gandhiji, when he came back to India in year 1915, he travelled most of the parts and to know about the people. But he was quite shocked to see the condition of the people, that some people are very poor, and the caste system due to which people were divided and they were backward. Okay, this is the most important practice of that time, caste system. Because of this caste system, some people are segregated, means some are rich, some are poor. Poor, we cannot let them come to our temple. They will not come and touch us, like this. He was sad to see that people of low caste were considered as untouchables and treated very badly. The people who belongs to low caste, the other people of other caste, means upper caste, they treat these people like untouchable, means they are not allowed to touch us. The low caste people were considered as untouchable, means they are not allowed to enter in our temple, they are not allowed to take water from the same well from the upper class people are taking, they are not allowed to sit together with the upper caste people. So because of this caste system, because of this social ill, people of India were divided and they are backward. So at that time, the low caste people were considered as untouchables. They were untouchable. They were called untouchable and treated very badly. Okay. When Gandhiji came back, he saw all these things and he was very shocked. He realized that to unify the people of India, the social ills had to be removed. So he started working on this aim. What is the aim of Gandhiji? To remove the social ill from India. He called the untouchables Harijans, which means people of God. What first Gandhiji did? Gandhiji calls the untouchables Harijans, means the people of God. Okay. What Gandhiji did very first thing? Gandhiji wants to remove this social ill from India, so he working on this aim. He first remove the word untouchable and call these people Harijans. He quickly won the support and respect of the people, of the common people of India. Because of this step, because of calling untouchables the Harijans, people of God, Gandhiji quickly won the support and respect from the common people of India. Okay, this is the first step. Now, we have read this in chapter 19 that after World War First, after the World War First, the Britishers become, or the British government become more harsher on Indians. We have studied this in chapter 19, right? After World War First, the British become harsher towards Indians. British imposed fresh taxes and passed new laws to suppress Indians. This was the time when Gandhiji launched his Satyagraha movement. This was the time, means this was the time when Gandhiji launched his Satyagraha movement in India. The meaning of Satyagraha is non-violent method to protest against any form of injustice. What is the meaning of Satyagraha? Satyagraha is a non-violent method to protest against any form of injustice. Okay. After World War I, British become more harsher towards Indians. They imposed fresh taxes and passed new laws to suppress Indians. At that time, Gandhiji launched his Satyagraha movement in India. What is Satyagraha movement? Satyagraha movement means a non-violent method to protest against injustice. In year 1919, the British passed new laws called the Rowlatt Act. The British passed the Rowlatt Act. Under this, they could arrest anyone with a trial, without a trial. In 1919, the British passed new law which is called the Rowlatt Act. Under this act, they could arrest anyone without a trial. Without a trial means whether the person is found guilty or not. Whether the person found guilty or not, they can arrest anybody without any trial. This was a new law passed by the British government in the year 1919 and it is called the Rowlatt Act. What it is called? The Rowlatt Act. In this, after passing the Rowlatt Act, what Gandhiji did? Gandhiji asked the people to oppose the law. Gandhiji asked the people to oppose the law. Demonstrations and meetings were held all over the countries. Demonstrations and meetings were held all over the country. Gandhiji's Satyagraha movement now had millions of followers. Because it is a non-violent movement, non-violent protest against any justice, so this movement had millions of followers. Okay. On 13th April 1919, On 13th April, remember this date. On 13th April 1919, a public meeting was held in Jallianwala Bagh. A public meeting was held in Jallianwala Bagh, which is in Amritsar. It was attended by 10,000 women, 10,000 men, women and children. See, the meeting is on such a big scale that 10,000 men, women, children were attended the meeting. The meeting was held in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar on 13th April 1919. Okay. After this, what happened? On the orders of General Dyer, the British soldiers blocked the only exit from the park. Means that park has only one entrance and that same entrance is the exit also. Okay. On the order of General Dyer is a British officer. Okay. On the order of General Dyer, the British soldiers blocked the only exit from the park and opened fire for 10 minutes into the unarmed crowd. And they started fire. And they started firing for 10 minutes on that unarmed crowd. Unarmed crowd means that crowd which don't have any weapon to protect themselves. As there was a public meeting. Okay. So people came for the meeting, for listening, for attending the meeting. And they were the follower of Satyagraha movement. So violence is not there. So they are without weapon or unarmed crowd. Thousands were killed, many were injured. In that, if there is one door and some people come and block that door, so there is no other door for you to go, right? Same happened there also. In that Jallianwala Bagh, there is only one entrance and only one exit. The entrance is the exit. Okay. So the British soldiers blocked that exit and started firing for 10 minutes on the unarmed crowd. Thousands and thousands were killed, many were injured, and many of them fell in the well. There is one well in the Jallianwala Bagh. So people fell in that or fall in that well to protect themselves, but there was no protection. This incident shocked the entire country and also some British officers. This incident, the Jallianwala Bagh incident, shocked the entire country and also some British officers. See the picture. This is the only entrance, and on the order of General Dyer, the British soldiers started firing for 10 minutes. How crucial the British army was. Isn't you feel so? So this incident shocked the entire country and some British officers also. General Dyer was forced to resign. On March 1920. In July 1920, the House of Lords in Britain pardoned Dyer. General Dyer, on whose order the British soldiers blocked and fired for 10 minutes on the unarmed crowd. That person was forced to resign in March 1920. After this, Gandhiji launched non-cooperation movement. First, see that when British imposed fresh taxes and passes new laws to suppress Indians, that time Gandhiji launched Satyagraha movement. And this act of British means imposing fresh taxes and new laws. This is called, after this British passed new laws which is called Rowlatt Act. Under this they can arrest anybody without any trial, means the person found to be guilty or not. Alright. Now Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement. The shootings and the British government's attitude convinced Gandhiji and the people of India that India must become independent. After the shooting in Jallianwala Bagh on the unarmed crowd, and the attitude of British government towards Indians convinced Gandhiji and the people of India that India must become independent. Now is the time India needs its independence. Gandhiji now launched non-cooperation movement. He asked the people of India not to cooperate with British. Gandhiji launched non-cooperation movement. In this movement, he asked the people of India not to cooperate with the British. Indians working for the British government resigned. Lawyers boycotted the court. Indian children were withdrawn from the British government schools. Throughout the country, everyone sat on the street. And blocked them. Understood? After this Jallianwala Bagh, Gandhiji launched new movement, that is non-cooperation movement. In this movement, he asked people of India to not to cooperate with British. The Indians who are working in British government resigned. The lawyers boycotted the court. The Indian children were withdrawn from the British government schools. Throughout the country, everyone sat on the streets and blocked them. Everyone means whether men, women, children, everyone is set on the streets and block the way of British people. See, they refused to rise even when beaten by the police. The people was beaten by the British troops during this non-cooperation movement. As the people are doing their peaceful protest, but they were beaten by the British soldiers. Gandhiji was arrested, but the British were soon forced to release him. During this movement, Gandhiji was arrested, but British were forced to release him. In 1922, the people participating in the movement in Chauri Chaura, this is the name of a place in Uttar Pradesh. In 1922, the people participating in this movement in Chauri Chaura, Uttar Pradesh, become violent. Means this non-cooperation movement in Chauri Chaura become violent. They set, means people set fire to the police station, killing 22 policemen. In the place Chauri Chaura, this Chauri Chaura is important in Indian history. The people of this place set fire to the police station and killing 22 policemen. So Gandhiji considered this movement as a failure. Gandhiji considered this non-cooperation movement as a failure, and he called it off. He believed that the movement could not succeed if it was non-violent. He believed that the movement could not only succeed if it was non-violent. At this time also, who is he? Gandhiji was arrested by the British and sent in the prison. During the non-cooperation movement, many young leaders joined the struggle with Gandhiji and the people of India. Among them were Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose and Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Here is a picture. In first picture, Jawaharlal Nehru is with Gandhiji. The second picture is of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and Subhash Chandra Bose. These are the young leaders of non-cooperation movement who joined their hands for the struggle. Okay, I hope till here you have understood. We will continue this chapter in our next video. Till then, take care of yourself. See the video again, read from your textbook, alright, so that you can understand it more, and Sai Ram.